Together, starting it off right. All right, so good afternoon and welcome to everyone watching live on YouTube, Facebook, as well as on Instagram. So today I'm doing something that I haven't done in a while. I am interviewing an expert. Part of the Ask the Expert series. Typically, I bring my friends on that are in real estate, personal finance, construction, loan, investing. But today I have one even more special than all of those. I want to welcome Precious Williams to the Ask the Expert stage. Today, we are going to talk about a organization that has grown very near and dear to my heart over the last 6 months, which is Savvy Ladies out of New York. So, everyone, welcome, Precious. Thank you so much for being here. I would love for you to introduce yourself to the Ask the Expert stage, and then we'll go ahead and get started with some questions.
Thank you. Have you ever met a full-figure diva who took the business world by storm and won big? Well, now you have. My name is Precious Williams. I'm the proud founder and CEO of the Perfect Pitch Group. But before I started this company, I was a proud founder and CEO of CoverGirls Lingerie, the ultimate shopping experience for full-figure divas and what? Plus-size fashionistas. You would think at 327 pounds, being a former attorney in the great state of New York, that people would be like, oh, yes, you can start a business. Oh, yes, you can do it. I was told I was too fat, too black, no Ivy League degree. No one will ever invest in this. And family and friends didn't. But I didn't give up. And the reason why I didn't give up is because I know it's always darkest before dawn. And for some of us, we're held to a different standard. And I give myself permission to move the way that I want to. Went to an event I couldn't afford, walked to the producers of a major network, pitched, not even knowing how to do it. They loved it so much, they had me on their show February 9, 2012, where in 60 seconds, actually 54 seconds, I walked away with $500,000. $500,000 in 54 seconds. My investors told me to enter pitch competitions. Out of 14, I won 13 of them. Still black on both sides, no Brazilian butt lift, no six-pack abs, no Ivy League degree. And people would tell me at these pitch competitions, can you teach me how? Because I can definitely tell you're different. It was never a doubt that I was the winner against cool tech companies and all of that. And so I started Perfect Pitches by Precious. So I've literally trained over 1,000 first place winners, thousands of second and third place winners. And now we have the Perfect Pitch Group where we work with corporate clients like BMW, Verizon, Blackstone, Thinkific, Blue Cross Blue Shield, still black on both sides, no Brazilian butt lift, no six-pack abs. But here's the difference today. I am now a professor at Columbia University in the city of New York, Ivy League, right? So I'm an international professional speaker, top Fortune 100 corporate sales trainer. I'm a bad bitch with the power of pitch, and I'm the ultimate rainmaker. So I can show you how to make it rain and slay the game. I'm also a proud board member of Savvy Ladies, which we're all about financial empowerment for women that have a hashtag money conversations, because having these money conversations truly changes the game. As a first generation college student, first generation everything in my family, and still the only one to have done it. It is imperative that my story gets out there, but also that I took everything that was supposed to work against me and turned my flaws into my secret weapon. And that is what I do for companies, corporations, foundations, nonprofits, especially women who think that the world has forgot them or they came from the other side of the tracks. You can still win. I am Precious Williams, proud founder and CEO of the Perfect Pitch Group. Thank you.
We could just close it right now. That's it. What else can you say after that? Listen, the introduction still doesn't do you justice. I just want to say that to you right now, because after having so many great conversations with you and understanding where you came from to where you are now, this is a story that must be told. And I appreciate you bringing your experience, your energy, your vibe, and the I won't quit attitude to the stage today. So I want to actually use that as a perfect segue into my first question, which is about Savvy Ladies. So As many of you all know, I have been in partnership with Savvy Ladies for the last 6 months. Savvy Ladies is a nonprofit out of New York dedicated to helping women have very hard money conversations, open money conversations before things hit the fan and you're in the situation. And so, Precious, if you can tell us just how you got involved with Savvy Ladies to begin with, and why their just mission has continued to remain so near and dear to your heart.
I first came across Savvy Ladies. I was up for one Inspiration of the Year 2020. I believe one of the members had heard my story after being on Shark Tank and having won so much, almost raised $750,000 for my company. And then right after I was on Shark Tank, the love of my life died, and that totally crushed me. I wound up becoming an alcoholic and being homeless, or unhoused is the word today, on the streets of New York for 2 years. And so the woman you see before me got here because there were other women who opened the door. I didn't have to be the female MacGyver of business and trying to pick my way in. Savvy Ladies honored me with Inspiration of the Year. And then maybe a year or two later, they came to me and said, Precious, have you ever thought about being a board member? Your story, and it's not your story of trauma, drama, and stress, is that you bounce back and that you're standing on stages that people wish they could. You're in rooms, and that's not the normal story. And we believe that by having particular conversations, like what were some of the conversations you missed growing up? Never heard about budgeting, never heard about saving. I never heard about any of those things because there was never enough money. And so when coming here to New York, I wanted to come here to make it big, and I didn't want that. I didn't want to always feel like the hood girl that made good. So being a board member, I've gotten to truly appreciate our helpline. I've gotten to truly appreciate the volunteer work that goes into what we do, our galas, how we have these programs for women, whether you just got divorced from a very wealthy person, or you are starting over because you just lost your high paying or any type of job. Where do you go for people to receive the type of resources and know that it comes with a pure heart? We raise money for this. We bring in the right people for this. So I went from inspiration to Savvy Ladies being one of the greatest inspirations to me, and bringing in board members and bringing in other opportunities for women to see that not every person of color has the rags to riches story or the riches to rags story. Some of us come from privileged backgrounds, and some come from very hard backgrounds. We're not a monolith, just like women aren't a monolith. And there are women go through all sorts of things. This economy is not easy. Can we talk about it? And I've been an entrepreneur for 16 years. What have I not seen? So hashtag conversations, hashtag being an inspiration, but also having the resources to back you up as you start to rebuild when things go wrong. So that is how Savvy Ladies and I came to be.
You know, one of the things that inspired me the most and why I wanted to do the partnership with Savvy Ladies is because they literally were genuine in what they were trying to promote. It wasn't tied to anything on the back end. It wasn't like, and we're trying to get this many conversions or this many sales. It was like, we legit want people to talk about their money. And that's near and dear to me because that's also I want people to talk about money and make it a comfortable conversation and not have it be this secret thing. I want people to talk about their salaries. I want people to know that they should negotiate for more. I want women and women of color, especially, to know that the only ceiling is the one that you create for yourself. Society may tell you all kinds of things, but you have to decide what you believe and do what you can with the information you have. So for me, it was an easy yes to work with Savvy Ladies because they were genuine in what they were trying to accomplish. And it aligned so well with my mission. I was trying to say mission and ministry at the same time.
I clocked it.
It aligned so well with my mission and ministry, like just literally wanting people to have good money conversations so that they don't end up in bad situations, right? How can we prevent that from happening? So let me ask you, why do you think money is such a difficult conversation for women? Why is it such a hard topic?
I think money is such a difficult and hard topic for women to have because we can honestly see out there that when you have a lack of it, how people treat you.
Mm,
Or if you have a
okay.
lot of it, there's always this nitpicking about knowing what's going on in your bank account and why you're able to afford and do certain things. And it's just
Mhm,
very uncomfortable as a woman who grew up with not having it.
mm,
I was painfully aware. I never asked my parents, how much is in your bank account? We go
right.
over the budget. How do you decide what to when you go to the grocery store what to get? Because I knew better. I wasn't blessed with having people to talk to me about that. And yes, I did inroads in junior achievement, and I was great at sales,
Mhm,
but I didn't have the literacy and
yeah.
the structure. So I felt dumb and afraid. And let's talk about women like investing and all, like taking it to
Mhm,
the next level to the investments and all that kind of stuff. I knew I didn't have the
mhm,
language to know what to ask, how to ask without feeling stupid. I think for other
mhm,
women, if you've been in a privileged environment and something happens in your family, or the person dies, or you're married to a partner
mhm,
and things go wrong, you realize you don't know everything because they
yeah,
handled everything. And
yeah.
now you're like, I don't have the bank account info. I don't have the passwords. You are literally stuck. What do you
Mhm,
do? And
yeah.
how do you talk about that with others? We live in a society, everybody claims they know so much, but their stuff is not on the internet like yours, right? And
Yeah.
so what you should know, I'm like, yeah, our young people can't read, but I'm supposed to
Mhm,
understand everything that's ever been created on this earth. So I think
right.
money is just a very difficult thing, especially in this economy where people are losing their jobs, high paying
Yeah.
jobs, or any type of job. What are they supposed to do? Because if
Yeah.
you're telling them 3 6 months of having it, but their job doesn't allow for them to save, or your job did, but your expenses are at a certain level and you're not getting
Mm,
that anymore. The
mhm,
kids are in private school or the kids are just in school.
right.
Mortgage, rent, all of that kind of stuff. And now things are more expensive at the grocery store. It is hard for people to be honest and say, I'm struggling, which is why Savvy
Mhm,
Ladies wants to have these hashtag money conversations in safe environments.
yeah.
You need to be in a
Yeah.
safe environment, and a lot of people aren't feeling safe. They can't even tell their friends, which means they probably aren't your friends, but
Right.
you all are in the same
Right.
circle because y'all got the
Yeah.
same class going on, but now you may not be in that class anymore. You
Right.
might be
Yeah.
done. So that's what I think, Queen.
It's very interesting because my daughter is about to go to college, and someone put up a post. I know someone put up a post the other day saying, how easy the college process was when we went to school compared to how it is now that these kids have it so hard. And I was like, wait a minute, let's back it up because we had to do applications on paper. We had to
Typewriters.
request the application first, wait for it to come in the mail, fill it out by hand, mail it back, and then wait for results. We had to chase people down for recommendation letters. You could not get them to send it by the internet. They had to give you an envelope, right? And I said, one thing that we didn't have these willing parents. I mean, my parents were not giving me their financial information for FAFSA. Let's West Indian, Caribbean parents who were immigrants, absolutely not. What do you need my bank account information for? No. That's how a lot of kids end up paying for themselves to go to school or taking out loans because they had parents who just did not know they needed to participate in the process. So I agree with you. Not only is it's a language that you may not know, it's also cultural barriers. It's people not understanding like the American system and just like
At
absolutely
all,
no.
but you see that in
We don't
everything.
share that information with children. You're a child, stay in a child's
No,
place,
but you know what
right?
we
And
do
that
do,
led
what you
to a
do see a
lot.
lot, but you know what you do see a
Mhm.
lot of social media. I went from $0 to $6 million just like that, and it might have been in this platform or whatever,
Mhm.
and there's still not financial empowerment and literacy. There's still not, because young people, honestly, from even when we were young, I still don't think we understood the value of compound interest and savings. Like, didn't understand that. And I remember, Queen, because I remember sending out for the Spelman Bulletin, and I slept with it under my pillow. Did not know it was in Atlanta. Did not, like, calling was long distance, right? So there wasn't this Roman, so going back to even my time, I'm 25 years out of Spelman College this year, so we're having our reunion in May, and I'm sitting up here like, I remember, like, I'm going to remember when I look at these queens' faces, and a lot of them came from like what I would have thought was a privileged background, but they were so down to earth, right? I never felt not wanted. I never felt like, oh, I'm the runt of the litter. Imagine when I went to a law school, and everybody's mom and dad were ambassadors and mayors and stuff like that. I couldn't talk about that because that wasn't
it wasn't your experience.
And I felt bad. So it's kind of like with money. Like, if your family doesn't come from this and everybody assumes that everybody else does, well, then the world view is a particular image that a lot of us didn't have access to. And you're assuming that's what everybody went through. I'm sorry, we didn't. But the right rooms can change things. The right rooms. That's why I said, savvy ladies, being around Stacy, Lisa, Judy, and all the board members in our meetings. I sit there sometimes and I'm like, I'm here not because I'm the chocolate chick. I'm here because I've demonstrated excellence in business. I've demonstrated how to come from behind with not a dollar in my pocket and speak my way into success, and then monetize that into impact. No one taught me how to do that. I guess you could say the hood did, but at the end of the day,
skills there.
By hook or by crook, I got here by talent, not a trust fund. But if somebody want to, adopt me and give me a trust, listen, I don't mind. Thanks. I don't mind.
So,
Black Kennedys? Yeah, you need a Black Kennedy.
Listen, you better cut it out. So I feel like that really helps answer the question of what changes for women when they finally have these conversations, right? It opens up the world, right? It opens up access. It opens up a language to be able to participate in a new way. So what would you say to the woman who keeps saying, I'll figure it out later? What would you say to her?
I would say to the woman who thinks that who believes that she will figure it out later, is later may never come. The only time that truly matters is right now.
Yes.
And if you think about those people who came from nothing or did come from a privilege and had to truly learn that the world is not what we're seeing on social media or anything, you start to understand that making moves now is how a lot of us succeeded. Being in the right rooms, getting the right type of resources. That's why I say our helpline, going in and using some of the tools that we created with big companies, listening to our influencers like you, who come in from different age ranges, races, classes, creeds. It's important so you can see the depth and breadth. You may think this is hoity-toity and only for certain women. That's because you're thinking it's just investments and stuff like that. No. Women lose their jobs every day.
Yeah.
Black women have lost a lot of their jobs. I think they said 300,000. I believe it's more like 1 million. I truly believe that. So with that, where do you go? Where's a safe space to land? Calling our helpline, checking out what Savvy Ladies is doing. Some of you all may be facing divorces and everything is becoming really clear. You don't know anything, which is why we have these divorce sessions. That's why we have these things on prenup. It's like we want to do preventative measures and also the measures like you got stuck. Now what? So hashtag money conversations, no matter where you are in terms of age, race, class, sex, we have you. And that's why we have our influencers like you. That's why we are so happy that you all are bringing the conversation to other networks, because this is so needed. I'm 47 years old, and I can tell you, looking back, like I'm so glad that my Heavenly Father created me for such a time as this. For every trauma, drama, and stress I've been through, that's why certain things don't hit me as hard, because I didn't been through it before the world was experiencing it. And so I come in with a different type of confidence. I come with a different type of energy, because we gonna make it. And that's what Savvy Ladies is about, taking it to you, because you might say later and tomorrow never comes,
Yeah.
or it's compounded worse. So reach out to Savvy Ladies. Check out our programming. Check out our hotline. Check out the resources, because you are not alone. And we will never make you feel bad for whatever station you find yourself in right now. So we're preventative, but we're also having resources that I'm stuck. I need
Right.
help. And we will
Yeah.
safely welcome you in. We have financial advisors. We have those in finance professionals who got you. Come
Yeah.
check out Savvy Ladies.
Yes, I love that. All right. So, for everyone who is going to see this on the replay, especially, there is never a bad time to reach out to
Never.
the Savvy Ladies. There are two ways that you can get involved. Number one, you can take the Savvy Pledge. And that is number one, I commit to have open, honest money conversations with those that I care about and those that care about me in the next 30 days. You commit to one conversation, just one. That's it. So that one conversation can be a powerful domino effect in your life of getting comfortable with the conversation of money. Money is not taboo. It is something that we have to learn how to operate in this world with. We have to learn how to manage it. And if you are a Christian, we have to learn how to steward it because our Heavenly Father says so.
Okay.
So I want to thank you, Precious, for being here with us today. This was
Queen, can I just say one thing? You said two
Yes.
things. So one
Yes.
was commit to one, saying one, having a conversation. What was the second thing?
And the second thing, so one, have a conversation take the pledge, have a conversation in the next 30 days. And if you find yourself in a situation, call the helpline. Savvy Ladies has over 200 CFPs on deck waiting to help you for free. And you can talk to them about anything that's happening. It can be before the situation, in the situation, or after the situation, and you're trying to figure out what step to take next. Riley, thank you so much for your comment. I see it in the box. Good conversations. This is the first of many. We will continue to have very important money conversations over this year in general, because we have to make a change. So, Precious, I cannot thank you enough. I thank you and thank Savvy Ladies, one, for having this space, and two, for you being such an amazing representation of what they stand for and truly believing in what they're doing, as I do as well. So I cannot thank y'all enough. We'll see you again for another Ask the Expert series soon. And y'all all enjoy the rest of your day. Reach out to Savvy Ladies. And if you're looking for funding, listen, Precious is your girl. Let her help you pitch so that you can win that next competition. I might need to talk to you myself, ma'am.
Queen, I'm a rainmaker too, so we teach sales too. We teach.
All right, let's
still showing it how.
Let's go.
All right.
All right, we're gonna end it here. Thank you so much, and we'll see you all again soon.